Good afternoon, everyone. My task is to present to you the timetable, Gantt chart, action research work plan, and timeline. To start, here is the objective of the session. The participants will be able to familiarize with the contents of timetable or Gantt chart for basic research, action research work plan and timeline for action research, and cost estimates for both action and basic research proposals. Let's take a look on the action research of Alerta 2017. Note that under the activity column, all possible activities are listed down with corresponding timeline and duration. Same so under implementation and dissemination stages. It is important that the research proponent shall adhere to this action work plan and timeline so that the conduct of the activity will go smoothly as planned. Also, please include the total span for timeline and duration in days at the bottommost part of the table. Here is another example of action work plan and timeline from a study of Calvo and Mante 2020. For basic research, a timetable is used instead of action work plan and timeline. Clustering of activities such as planning, implementation, and dissemination is similar to that of action research. Another key difference between action and basic research is that basic research requires a Gantt chart, which is actually a graphical representation of the timetable. As seen on the example here from the study of Oranio 2017, the Gantt chart includes the activity and its corresponding duration. Remember that the activities and the timeline reflected on the timetable is the same as it appears on the Gantt chart. Lastly, I will leave this tip in crafting your timetable or Gantt chart from DPED Order number 43 series of 2015, which is the revised guidelines for the Basic Education Research Fund. Your timetable or Gantt chart should be comprehensive, realistic, and shows clear approach to dealing with any issues and constraints.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be presenting to you the cost estimates for action and basic researches. The cost estimates includes the detailed research cost broken down into specific items with corresponding unit price and total cost. The eligible items to be purchased are the following. We have supplies and materials such as bond paper, printer ink, pen, pencil, brown envelopes, stapler, flash drive not more than 1 terabyte, and other essential and reasonable materials. We have also transportation or traveling expenses. Be sure to check the allowable transportation budget with your ADAS. Third, we have communication expenses in form of load and load cards. Printing or reproduction expenses. You may print your needed materials in an internet cafe in case you do not have a printer at home or at school. Also, you may charge the payment for the reproduction of the photocopied materials in birth. And finally, We have snacks for participants may also be included as part of the adherence to ethical guidelines if you will conduct your study in a face-to-face setup. However, in this time of pandemic, you may convert the snacks of the participants to a token. Meanwhile, here are the non-eligible activities and expenditures stated in Debit Order number 43, series of 2015. 1. We have equipment such as laptop, printer, photocopier, Wi-Fi modem, and risograph. 2. We have software such as Microsoft Office, SPSS, premium accounts for Zoom, Canva, and Google Meet. 3 is we have salary, overtime, and honorarium for resource persons, statisticians, and other provider of services. Fourth is we have utilities such as electricity, gas, water, cable, and telephone. Fifth is we have office rental. And finally, all overseas travel and all items not included in the approved research proposal. Here is an example of cost estimates from the Action Research of Alerta 2017. Here is another example of cost estimates from the Action Research Proposal of Calvo and Mante 2020. For the basic research, here is an example of cost estimates from the research proposal of Oranio 2017. To ensure that you are properly guided, here are some tips in crafting cost estimates from Debit Order number 43, series of 2015. 1. It should be detailed and reasonable. 2. Expense items included are all eligible. 3. Mention of cost-sharing arrangement if applicable only. And finally, the budgetary proposal is within the required maximum amount. That's all, and thank you very much.